first independent practice that you saw in your Google form, looking at how your page should have looked on your paper. We're going to go over it there. I'm going to list the factor pairs for 20 and how I found those factor pairs. First one always is 1 times the number. Since we're looking for what equals, or what the product is of when the product is 20, I know that 1 times 20 equals 20. I can look and see that there's a 0 here in the ones place of 20 and know that I could roll my 10s and I can roll my 5s and get a number that equals 20. So when I roll this in, I'm going to see that I'm going to first roll my 10s until I get to 20. 10, 20. If I multiply 10 2 times, now we're going to do the same process by rolling our 5s until we get to 20 to see what times 5 equals 20. 5, 10, 15, 20. I roll my 5s 4 times and I get 20. So 5 times 4 equals 20. I now have all of the factors that are all the multiplication sentences, that equal the product 20. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 factor pairs. And when I list these factors out, I have 1, 20, 2, 10, and 5, and 4. Those are my factors of 20. These are my factor pairs. So I have 3 factor pairs. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 factors. I can do the same thing for 25, thinking about my divisibility rules. First, always 1 times 25 equals 25. I know I can't roll my 10s because there's not a 0 in the ones place, but I know I could roll my 5s since there is a 5 in the ones place. I'm going to roll my 5s and see how many times it takes me to roll 5 to get to 25. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. 5 times 5 equals 25. So I know here that there's 1, 2 factor pairs. And then my factors now are 1, 25, and 5. Even though 5 times 5 equals 25, I am not going to write 5 twice as my factors because these are just asking me what numbers can I multiply to get to this product. So I can multiply 1, 25, and 5. The last one is 14. I'm going to use my divisibility rules again, but first I will always do 1 times that number equals the number. 1 times 14 equals 14. Now I'm going to ask myself, can I divide 14 by 5 and 10? No, because there's a 4 in the ones place. There isn't a 0 or a 5. Can I divide this numbers by 3? Well, 1 plus 4 equals 5. Can I roll my 3s to get to and land directly on 5? 3, 6. I can't. Can I divide this number by 2? Yes, I can, because there is a 4 in the ones place, so it is a even number, and even numbers are divisible by 2. So I know I can multiply this number by 2, and I'll land directly on 14. I'm going to roll my 2s until I get to 14 now. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. It took me 7 times to roll my 2s and get to 14, so 2 times 7 equals 14. There are 1, 2 factor pairs, and the factors are 1, 14, 2, and 7.